What is a WTF? Fact about your country that nobody knows. We, Ireland, accidentally legalized ketamine and ecstasy for one day. They were the best of times. They were the worst of times. We also sent a turkey to the Eurovision. But sure look, I still think My Lovely Horse is the best Eurovision song from Ireland. Indian women collectively hold an estimated 24,000 tons of gold, which is more than the combined gold reserves of the top 5 gold-holding countries. Poland, a bear called Wojtek, fought in our army in World War II, and he carried ammunition during the Battle of Monte Cassino. He also liked to drink beer and smoke, and eat at the same time. Cigarettes. He had the rank of corporal during his time in the army. He was bought by our soldiers in Syria, later lived in Italy, and at the end in Scotland, where he was put in a zoo where he died in 1963. He never actually visited Poland, and we have statues of him in different Polish cities. His statues are also in Italy and Scotland. We had woman-crowned king instead of queen, and her husband met diplomats from our country in the baths, half naked to show how civilized he is. We enlisted Bear in the military and had him reach quite a high rank in the artillery division. We are a WTF nation in general. Edit, seems the last one about unarmed plane shooting down German fighter was misattributed in one of the books I read. Took some time to find the story origin, but it wasn't a poll, thus I'm removing it. The more I learn about Poland, the less I understand about it. Argentina's national sport is not soccer, it is duck, played with the carcass of a duck. Nobody practices it like they did 100 years ago. Pato. I'm American, but have played it with a stuffed duck. Lady who knew the rules at my old horse barn brought the setup. Lots of fun. Zero idea why they used to use actual ducks. Oh. We are the only country in the world where Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola made Fanta isn't the #1 selling soft drink. It's Erin Brew. I thought it was Buckfast though. Some people drink it like a soft drink. My country has the largest wine cellar in the world that goes for like 200 kilometers, 120 miles. Also, we have one man in your country who holds the world record for owning the biggest horseshoe collection. Over 12,000. He has his own museum full of all his collections BTW. It's pretty fun there, NGL. The Soviet Union dropped 450 nukes near my town. No one was evacuated, and people are still born with deformities, and cancer is prevalent. Our country is famous for having some of the most passive, aggressive people on the planet, but somehow tricked the rest of the world into thinking we're the nicest people. And I think it's interesting you all believe that. Icelanders are obsessed with making useless buildings, which no one wants to live in, based on brutalist architecture, and then forcing their presence on people and communities. The most recent buildings in this style are based on Nazi design. In Australia, you are never more than 50 meters away from a snake. 1 in 3 houses in Brisbane have a resident snake living in the roof. Australians lost a war to emus twice. New Zealand's Air Force logo is the kiwi, a flightless bird. We have the most supermodels and unicorns per capita. Canada has more freshwater lakes than the rest of the world. Combined Spain is, in fact, currently a very secular country, where the Catholic Church has lost almost all its influence. People enjoy the folklore of religion, but do not practice religion actively. Few people under the age of 60 attend Mass regularly. In 1958, we accidentally dropped a nuclear bomb on our own country in the state of South Carolina. Fortunately, it didn't detonate because of a faulty assembly of the nuclear detonator. The police used to arrest unmarried women for getting pregnant and bring them to workhouses where they were kept prisoner and forced to work, sometimes for the rest of their lives. Once the babies were born, they were sold to rich Americans who didn't know they were kidnapped. This continued till at least the 1970s and was organized by the Catholic Church. We hold the world record for most days without a fully elected government. From December 2018 to October 2020, Belgium had no federal government and was governed by an interim government for 652 days, beating the previous world record holder, 541 days, which was Belgium. In Tajikistan, milk tea is taken with salt, never sugar. Singapore is likely the only country which has increased its landmass by 25% without war or territorial disputes. We do so via land reclamation from the sea. Ireland is the only country that has a lower population today than it did in the 19th century. My country has a tradition at Easter where men hit women with a stick and they reward them a chicken egg for it. In my country, Taiwan, you might see pole dancers at religious events and funerals. There are companies that specialize in these kind of events where they drive trucks with pole dancers on the back, parade them around. You can also hire professional criers at funerals. The louder, the better. We ate our Prime Minister and his brother. Belgium, with a population less than 12 million, has 6 governments. Philippines. We are one of the only 2 countries where divorce is not legal. The other country is Vatican. In New Zealand, it's quite common seeing people out in public, walking around, shopping, in bare feet. Norway, a Scandinavian country, eat the 2nd most tacos in the world, only behind Mexico. Not a country but a state. Here in Minnesota, they accidentally legalized edibles because they didn't read the bill. XD Canada has more trees than the Milky Way has stars. Not country, state, but in Ohio, it's illegal to eat a donut and walk backwards at the same time on a sidewalk. In New York, it's illegal to tie a giraffe to a light post. Our Scotland national animal is the unicorn. Carrots are orange because of us. Australia is wider than the moon.